Hello, this is not a spring chicken. Yes, can you believe this? It is so bright outside that we're having to move the camera around and check out the angle so I'm not whited out. Although you probably do like it like that, don't you?
Well, in the white suit.
Yeah, in the white suit. Yeah, it makes it much more fun. But you know, one of the things. Oh, wait a minute. Before I go on, we better bring Oldecam off comments on the headlines of today. Yeah, you got two hats on. Obama healthcare overhaul critical to economic recovery.
Well, no, it's not. It has nothing to do with economic recovery. He's got this thing that 60% of all of the foreclosures are due to health care problems.
Yeah, where in the world did that ever come from?
He needs these phony figures, so.
I mean, Pelosi says House Democrats have votes for health legislation.
Well, absolutely. They're going to pass it through with one vote to give him a victory before they go off on the thing. And they're basically, they're just simply, they're burning their bridges behind them because you're talking California Democrats are unhappy with him at the moment.
Oh, that's kind of unusual.
Yeah, or down here, you know, they're calling themselves Blue Dog Democrats, but because they have such a huge majority, they can lose most of them and then lean on others.
Ooh. U.S.-led offensive in southern Afghanistan worries Pakistan.
Well, yeah, because they're chasing the people across the border.
Why Kurds versus Arabs could be Iraq's next civil war.
Well, yeah, because they're basically they're going to when the United States pulls out, they're going to declare Kurdistan is going to be an independent nation then, and that's where there's an awful lot of well, there's no insurgency there, and the oil is pumping out because they have a different way to get it out than across the areas where the Muslims are in control.
Oh, really? China's suicide put spotlight on secretive apple culture.
I know. I love that. Basically, it means they got a slow news day because people could care less. There's like
a secretive apple culture? You mean like Apple is in iPod and all? Okay.
My double hats. Yeah, I can go the other way. You know. This way I'm safe on the baseball thing.
Oh, it matches with your shorts. Tag's still on. We'll bring out the Blue Dog Monty anyway.
She's not going to come out. It's because it's damp out here.
Oh, is that what
she gets wheaten.
Oh, that's right, because she thinks she'll get a bath then.
Yeah, gets a wheaten booty, gets a bath.
Massive glacier on sub-Antarctic island shrinks by a fifth.
The problem is, it's been doing this for ages. It's called natural process of the history of the world.
New York City mayor restricts idling, but his city-owned SUVs do it.
Well, it's because you basically, green is for everybody else, not you, because you are more important than everybody else.
I know, and it's not just him that does that.
That's right.
Fact check: Obama's health care claims adrift.
Well, yeah, they said that it's not going to get all the people that he said it's going to get, but it's going to cost more money, give you less service. But I do think, though, I figured out last night when he said that 97 and 98% of the people are going to be covered, he means 97 and 98% of the people that are already covered will be covered under his program, which means that 3% of the people that have coverage will no longer have coverage because of it.
Yeah, something's not quite.
He'll tell you what's happening if you listen to him.
Yeah,
when
but part of it is
not going to add any money. He means it's going to add ungodly amounts of money. When he says you're going to have choice, he means you're not going to have choice. He tells you.
Actually, that's like dealing with a kid that does the opposite.
That's right.
Except you tell the kid something, he does the opposite. Whatever Obama tells you, he's actually doing the opposite.
Yeah, unless he does exactly what he says, which means that he's going to do everything that he tells you to do. That's just going to be done. If he tells you he's not going to do it, he's going to do it. If he tells you he's going to do it, he's going to do it. That's how he's working things. So he can't. They said last night. They said he's having everything both ways. Period.
Wow, sounds like a female.
Well, they did say that there's a big resemblance between his health care plan and what his wife did in Chicago. His wife.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He said it's a total and absolute disaster in Chicago.
What did his wife do in Chicago?
She helped formulate a health care plan in Chicago that's basically dumping people that are old and other things. You know, old mentally, think just out of their hospitals. So this sounds an awful lot like basically. They said there's a criminal investigation of the Michelle Obama Chicago hospital plan now.
Oh. Senate votes down expansion of gun rights.
That one you're trying to figure out how that got voted down. Because Harry Reid was in support of it.
Wow.
He's likely to lose his Senate seat in a state that believes in gun rights.
I mean, couldn't they do this like healthcare, where they just wait for the votes and then they take the vote?
I have no idea, because that was expected to pass.
That should have passed. TMT, too much Twitter.
No, because, okay, they said that people, they're getting Twitter overload because people are doing Twitter this, Twitter that. The whole problem is only people that are paying attention say there's too much Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, you don't even know that it exists.
Mm-hmm. Marijuana supporters welcome a tax increase.
Well, because when they tax it, then they're going to be able to sell it at grocery stores.
Yeah, instead of just at the beach where they have the sign that says, "Doctor, here, get your marijuana."
You'll be able to go into Costco and buy it, just like anybody else would then.
It'll probably be over by that cigarette department that's there right now.
Yep, that's where it would be exactly.
Iran president defies supreme leader over deputy.
Not really. Nobody's getting appointed to any job that is not approved of. If they have riots in the street, it's because somebody in charge approved of the riots.
Ex-Virginia tech official had gunmen's mental records.
I hate to tell them this, but I heard that the very day that the shooting took place. That's not news. That's old news.
I mean, it's like many translators unfit in any language.
Well, that's typical government operation. They hire people that can't speak any languages.
The U.S. men gave Al-Qaeda New York City subway information.
Yeah, no, there are no more terrorist acts. They're just misguided human events. There's nothing to worry about.
FDA and health experts warn against use of e-cigarettes.
I know.
I mean,
we were on top of that before they got to this.
That
point.
was months ago.
Basically, they're going to ban the e-cigarette very shortly.
Why?
Because it said it's carcinogens. It's just a different. They said it's still putting stuff into the atmosphere.
But cigarettes are legal. Oh wait, they're making them illegal.
They're going to be made illegal.
U.S. may put up defense umbrella over Mideast. What in the world is it?
Okay, that one is definitely on Obama. Basically, he's pulling the troops out, folks. There aren't going to be anybody there to do anything soon. We're not going to protect anybody.
Complaint: man says New York self-help guru asked to die.
Yeah, I know.
He was helping himself.
Yeah, well, that's
who
illegal.
was that
Actually,
about?
Nothing is illegal under this president, though. So.
Obama says police acted stupidly in arrest.
And they said that basically they arrested the man for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, not because he broke into his own house.
Is there anything wrong with breaking into your own house?
No, but when they got there to see why, he set the alarms off, they showed up, and then he got belligerent with them, and then they arrested him, and then he resisted arrest.
Oh, so he gets in trouble for resisting arrest.
That's right, not because he was black. See, Obama made a racist, Obama, who was a black president, made a racist statement.
Why? What did he say?
Well, that they were white police officers that arrested him, so he made a statement that was racist in defense of a black educator.
Obama missteps confuse health overhaul.
Because they don't know what this man wants. I mean, they think that, like I said, they think it's more important he gets the legislation than that it works.
Microsoft confirms Windows 7 is done.
Well, I knew that a year ago.
I know. I thought it was done before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Graham to support Sotomayor.
Well, yeah, they knew he was going to support her.
Why?
Months ago, because they said that there was no reason not to support her.
Oh, interesting. Amazon.com is trying the shoe retailer Zappos.com on for size.
Oh, yeah, but basically Amazon, they did the horrible thing with the Kindle, and now they're trying to get out of it.
Oh, and for all those that don't know, what did they do?
Basically, they automatically removed books from the Kindle that people didn't know they had that ability to zap your Kindle long distance.
Ooh. A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
When a politician promises you change, you should get exactly what the change is in writing before you believe what he's saying.